What is up, my friends? So Netflix likes to surprise us every now and then, right? They give us such a good show, and this is no exception. This is the show called Squid Game, a Korean show that is honestly gonna surprise you. Watch it subbed. Don't watch the dub. Fucking sucks. But let's talk about this. So Squid Game. This show basically follows a group of people that join a game in order to get out of debt and just make some money, right? Now, there's a lot of symbolism in this TV show right here, and I do want to talk about that, but I'll definitely do that in another video because I don't want to make this video super long because the symbolism is insane. So I will make another video for that, so make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you turn on that notification bell so you know when that video drops. Let's get to 20,000 subscribers, but let's talk about this game. So imagine if you were told you could win, like, I think the equivalent of $40 million, I believe, or $4 million, and all you had to do was play a couple of childhood games, like pretty easy games like red light, green light, all that stuff. Would you do it? Well, if your answer is yes, would you still do it if the equivalence of losing at such game was you basically get killed? Would you still do it? Is that money worth it? And that's the question our characters ask themselves. And so our main character we follow is Ji-hun, who is a dad down on his luck. This man has pretty much lost his job. He's gotten a divorce. His mother is sick and she needs a lot of money for medical attention. And he owes a ton of money on top of that to gangsters that are going to take pretty much his limbs in order for him to repay them. And now his daughter, he finds out, is actually going to be moving to America, because this is set in Korea, by the way, and going there with her stepdad and her mom, and he's basically not going to see her anymore unless he can come up with some money to be able to see her, right? So this is one of his reasons to go into this. We have several other characters who have various reasons. Not really going to get into that. We're just here to talk about the ending, so I'm going to brush over a lot of things, but if you want more in-depth, I will definitely do that. Let me know in the comments down below. But let's just see. They start this game out. It's like 450 participants in this, and they are all numbered. And then you have these guards that are pretty scary and kind of dope costumes as well, especially the main person with the black mask. Very dope. Start of the game, they play red light, green light. Basically, if it's on red light, they say red light, stop. If they say green light, go, and whoever crosses the finish line advances. Well, if you move while you're on a red light, you actually get killed, and this is the first time they ever see this happen, so everybody's freaking out. A ton of people die, and by the end of the game, everybody who survived, most people are like, I want out of this. There is a clause, a rule in this game that if most people say they want to be done with it, they'll be done with it. They take a vote. Number one, who is very important, we'll talk about them later, actually is the last vote, and they vote no, we're done with this game. Everybody goes on about their life, and then we see these characters back in their normal life. It ain't too much for them, right? They're really in debt, they're really struggling and want and need this money, so they all decide to come back. So they pretty much go through this whole games as the story progresses, and we definitely see more and more of just how much and what people will do to order to survive and get money, while a lot of other people just view it as amusement, what they're trying to do, even though these people are pretty much down on their luck and are being exploited. More on that in my explained video for symbolism and all of that. But by the end of it, we finally get to our final two, and these are actually two childhood friends that we see. Of course, our main character Ji-hun, and of course his childhood friend Sang-woo. And they pretty much had two very different lives, but they all came down to this game, and that's pretty interesting for me, which I want to talk more about in another video, as I said. But we see Ji-hun ultimately win this game, even though he tried his best at the end to say we can both survive, we can forfeit the game, nobody wins, but we still both live. His friend's like, nah, you win this and take care of my mother, please. And that's how that ends right there. So we see time pass, and we see Ji-hun is very much so like struck with grief. He can't like comprehend himself anymore, and his mother has passed. He finds out after he won, so he pretty much feels like it was all for nothing, right? He then finds out who actually created this game later down the road, and it's actually the character number one, the old man, and he finds out that this was just created for entertainment for his rich friends and him, and that they have this sort of cynical view on the world where nobody would help anybody if they were in their position, so why should they? And they very much so have a bleak look on humanity. They have one final game, bet, whatever you want to call it, where they see a drunk man on the street, and they're pretty much like, I'm betting, this is what number one says, that nobody's going to help him. Whereas Ji-hun is like, no, he's more optimistic, as we've seen from the show. He's like, somebody will come. And so somebody does actually come. Actually, a few people do come. But number one doesn't seem to see this as he passes away during this. And Ji-hun realizes that he has to do something about everything that's going on. So Ji-hun ultimately gets a new do. And let me tell you, very much so in the right direction. I feel looks great on him. I mean, but in all seriousness, we see him actually save the kid of the sister that was playing the game, trying to take him out of the orphanage and all of that. We see that he saves him from the orphanage, takes him to Sang-woo's mother, leaves her with a lot of money as well, and we pretty much see him keep this promise to his dear old friend, and it was very bittersweet, definitely. And then we see him going to go see his daughter in America, but then realizes that this game is still going on, as he actually witnessed somebody who was about to join this game as well. He takes the same card he received as well, calls a number, and yes, in fact, the game is still going on, and he sees the man who recruited him as well, and he's like, no, I'm putting an end to all of this. No more people should suffer, and we're done with all of this. So Season 2 set up right there for your entertainment, my friends. What are your thoughts on this new show? I definitely was intrigued, hooked from the first episode. I really loved the cinematography, the color palettes, everything about it, but also the deep symbolism of our society as well, especially with how different we are placed on a level compared to people that are more powerful as well, and all of that. I think that the show really illustrated that well with colors, as well as the contestants were all wearing green and the people in charge were wearing red and the people above them were wearing something else. So you can definitely see just how much of a gap is between everybody there, and I think that was very much well done, very well. But pretty much, if we're just talking about a pure show ending, we realize that the old man was behind all of this. He was placed in the game. Maybe he wanted to keep a charge, a look out, you know what I mean? Or he really was just trying to play it, since he was very much so about to die as well. That could be it right there. Now, I don't think that the game was just going to end because he died, because I feel even though he is a creator of sorts, you know how companies have CEOs and all of that. I feel like the CEOs are still left, still want this game to continue for whatever sick entertainment this brings to whoever is watching this, because I feel we're going to uncover a lot more to this very dark and grimy game here than we were led on to believe from the first season, and I feel this goes deeper than we've ever thought. So I'm pretty excited to see how they continue the story right here. So just because number one is the creator of this doesn't mean he is the one pulling the strings. I feel there are more of elites behind all of this, and that's something we got a glimpse at in season 1, and I feel in season 2 we are definitely going to get the full story. So it's going to be interesting to see if Ji-hun is able to do this as well with the detective we saw during this whole season, trying to uncover everything as well. I think that's going to be a great season right there. So what are your thoughts on this show? Did you like it? Did you not? Are you hoping to see more in a season 2, or do you think it is just good ending it here? Of course, there is no way they just ended here. I think the show's popularity is growing more and more as the days go. I think as more people are getting the word out there to watch this show, I definitely see this being one of Netflix's top shows coming into the future. So I'm excited to see this. Like I said, Netflix surprises me every now and then. Just when I'm about to give up on it, it just comes out of nowhere and hits it out of the ballpark. Now, we do have some more trailers for Netflix coming out this Saturday. There is like a geek event sort of thing, and of course, you know, we're going to be talking about it. I believe they have some Stranger Things footage, all of that, so you best believe we're going to discuss and break down all of those trailers, so make sure you're subscribed. I do have my theories on season 2 for this show coming out as well this week, and maybe next week a symbolism breakdown of everything as I rewatch and see things maybe we've missed. I definitely want to break that down. I've haven't done one of those videos in a while, I think, so should be fun to do. But leave your thoughts, leave your comments. American Horror Story finale tonight, so I will be doing a video. I don't know yet if I'll do a live show after that. Definitely will know by the end of it, but we are doing that breakdown. Check out my other videos on the theories before that finale comes. Let's see how many we got right. And that is going to do it for me. As always, make sure you check out the video on the left. Make sure you turn on the notification bell. Make sure you're subscribed. We are so close to 20,000 subscribers. We broke 19,000 quick last week. So super excited to see how close we can get to 20,000 by the end of this week. So we'll see. Anyways, as always, that is going to do it for me. In the comments down below, your favorite part of Squid Game. And what do you expect from season 2? And I'll do it. I'll see you next time. Stay safe. Stay positive.